Hello. Today we're going to be finding out about how to play the financial markets using Bitcoin SV. My guests are the founders of TDXP, a trading platform which offers the chance to buy and sell cryptocurrencies, commodities, stocks, indices, and foreign exchange. All you need is a BSV wallet with some money in it, and you're away. You can take a buy or sell position and cash out when you want. It's simple to use, but no doubt incredibly complex behind the scenes. That's what I hope to find out today from my guests, Armen Azatyan and Numas. Thanks both for joining me today.
Thank you, Charles. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Charles. Glad to be here.
You're listening to CoinGeek Conversations with Charles Miller.
Let me ask you first of all, Armen, how much of an innovation is TDXP in what it's offering compared to other trading platforms?
Just as much innovation as Bitcoin is innovative, because the market, the economy, it's evolving, and the internet, in itself, it removed a lot of middlemen from a lot of business models. And TDXP is taking the step forward and removes the middlemen like liquidity providers, liquidity groups, market makers. It removes them from the process of financial speculation. So it's quite innovative, actually, thanks to BSV, of course.
So Nick, tell me how you got involved in this business and what your side of it is.
Yes, Charles, it was a complete fluke, really, a very nice fluke, because I started a business called BSV App Testers about a year ago, and the first job we had was TDXP. And when I first saw it, Armen knows this story, I sort of said to my team, it's just another Bitfinex. We need to get a really good reference, and that was it. But when we actually logged into the TDXP, all of our jaws dropped because we quickly realized how different the platform was that we were looking at. So we really, really tried on the job, and then sort of became friends with Armen through that, and done various testing as from that point, and then luckily got offered a position there about 3 or 4 months ago.
So you're officially on the marketing side, right?
Yes, community and growth. So I get clear directions from the team as to what they want, and I sort of deliver that. Marketing, community, a lot of speaking to people, perhaps sometimes job interviews, also speaking with international people. I have to sort of manage now the Chinese and Japanese employees that we have that do my particular job for those regions, and Spanish as well, and just listen to my team and sort of keep delivering really what they want. Right.
Well, Armen, I have tried the platform myself in this last week, and I must say it is really easy to use. You basically I use my money button wallet and just put in some money. And the great thing is that you can use tiny amounts of money. And so you can experiment. And even if things go wrong, like they did with my Facebook trade, where I didn't realize I was on 15 times leverage, and then it went down. And so I lost sort of 60%. That actually amounted to, I think, something like 3 US cents. So I didn't have to worry.
Not much.
I didn't have to worry too much. But I mean, how difficult was it to make all this work and to be able to provide this service that you can use for such tiny amounts as that?
Ability to trade tiny amounts is basically BSV's ability. We didn't do much to allow this, and that's the power. That's why we are very grateful for the technology that we can utilize. But in general, I've been doing IT entrepreneurship for quite some time, and product development is extremely complicated task. Yeah, and it requires a lot of resources and a lot of skills and people from with various experiences actually. So it took us over maybe 3.5 years to develop the public beta version of the product, and we did a lot of R&D before that, because when we started there was no BSV actually. So
yeah, so how were you planning to make it work before BSV existed?
We used different platforms, and actually there is an article on CoinGeek as well. It states that we tried Ethereum. Yeah, we were doing some charity smart contract on top of Ethereum. Yeah, but even 3 years ago, the fees were still high. You know, they were like a couple of bucks maybe or so. We also tried Cardano. We tried EOS. We ended up on BitShares. Yeah, we were working with BitShares and for BitShares for quite some time. It is actually one of the first decentralized exchanges ever created. Yeah, it is also one of the first decentralized autonomous organizations, like Gorilla DAO, for example. And it used to be top 10 cryptocurrency back in 2015, I believe.
But so Nick, when you are marketing TDXP, what's your sort of proposition? Are you trying to get people who are not used to any kind of trading into it, or are you aiming yourself at people who are using other platforms already?
Well, again, it's what my team want. So I listen to what they want and try and deliver that. And what they want is growth from people in the BSV space at the moment. That's how we sort of plan to start it. And we're focused on that at the moment. And we're doing that in Japan, China, and I think it's Spain as well. So what I'm going for is just engagement with the community.
Because
really.
you do have to have a money. Is it just a money button wallet? Is that the only thing?
But then there's more now. We have money button, Relay X, and also Dot Wallet, and we're in the process of having hand cash as well.
Oh, okay. So anyway, but you do need to have one of those with some money in it before you can start. Yeah.
Yes. So we're going for people who like trading. Anyone who's into cryptocurrency who might want to trade and get better fees. Better deposit fees, maybe a cleaner experience, things like that.
I liked it in the FAQs where it says we're going to. Well, it doesn't say this, but my reading of it was we're going to come clean here and tell you that most people who use this are going to lose money, and that's how we can make it work. Was that the decision you made, Armen, to just explain it like that?
It's just the nature of the market, yeah. And I think, we collectively, traders are much smarter today than they used to be a few years ago and a few decades ago. So you need to be honest. Yeah, you need to be absolutely transparent in terms of your business model, in terms of the cash flows, right? And that's the key of our positioning.
But it's interesting from the psychology point of view, because everybody who takes part then must be doing it on the basis of, well, actually, other people are stupider than I am, because that's how it's going to work. So nobody is starting to trade thinking, oh, well, I might be a bit below average, but I'll be fine. You have to start by thinking you're better than everyone else.
Well, yeah, I like to refer to trading as to some sort of a competition, like Olympics, for example. Yeah, you need to be better than others. It doesn't mean that others are more stupid than you, or stupider than you, and it just means that today, in this particular case, in this particular year, you are able to be better than others. To overcome your emotions, your negativity, I don't know, to be less emotional, to overcome your greed, right? And to be better than others. Yeah, and it's a competition, and while competing, you are becoming a better person. I like trading, and I admire trading a lot, actually.
But am I right in thinking that TDXP does not actually buy or sell any of the commodities or shares that are referred to? that all you're doing is showing a market picture of the changing price, and then you are operating with people's stakes in relation to what the market is doing.
Correct. And we didn't invent anything, it's just like the way the CFD brokerage world works. Yeah.
You could say, bet on the temperature in London tomorrow or something. You could have any kind of competition that has a definite outcome and invite people to trade on it, I suppose. Could you?
Yeah. Yes, we could. Yeah. And but we need this market to be liquid. Yeah, because otherwise, it's just riskier, for us as a platform. If it's not a liquid market, then it means that odds, you're not competing to other people, For example, not a lot of people are betting on London temperature to go up or down,
You want something that will attract lots of people to put money into it so that you've got money to pay out the winners.
Sure. It should be a liquid market, traded all over the world, with smooth price action.
So, Nick, do you have a sense of which bits of the market users are most interested in at the moment? Is it BSV versus the dollar, or is it commodities, or what?
It's quite surprising because our users, they use the whole platform. Pardon me. We've got loads of crypto traders, the markets that you spoke about before, the stocks. We've got loads of people using the stocks. It's on a daily basis. It's hard to sort of determine, but Armen could probably tell you more sort of details on those statistics.
About the structure, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, our clients are users of BSV. Yeah. I mean, we today we allow only BSV-backed trading. So BSV is the most popular asset traded on TDXP.
You mean people they want to trade BSV versus other currencies versus BTC or versus the dollar kind of thing?
Correct.
Because they think they know more about that than other stuff.
Yeah. Then also there is a seasonality factor. Yeah. Because people prefer volatile markets because they can extract the profit potential is higher when the volatility is high. So at the moment, cryptos are quite well volatile. Yeah. And so I believe 80% of our trading volume is for crypto pairs. The rest are traditional markets, and our hope is to change it actually, because we want our order book to be balanced across various types of assets and categories, and we will introduce also BTC-backed trading as well as USD stablecoin-backed trading. And if non-BSV users use our platform, I'm sure other assets will be also in demand.
Do you mean that if I had a BTC wallet, I could come onto your platform and pay with that?
Yeah, that's right.
But then, what about the high transaction fees? How would that work?
It will be a wrapped BTC. Like, for example, Dot Wallet, a BSV wallet, they have BTC and ETH tokenized on top of SV protocol. Just like Ethereum, just like the whole DeFi space is working, actually. It's all about this bridges between different platforms.
I guess in the end, the good thing is that the user doesn't really need to know too much about all that because it's incredibly complicated.
Yeah, correct, actually. And we want to attract the BTC fans, small blockers, we can call them. We want to offer them a new brand, a different, not TDXP, not money button. Yeah, we want a wallet, a BSV wallet without BSV on it. Yeah, and with BTC inside, only BTC. Yeah, and they just is there a private non-custodial wallet, and they simply sign into a different domain, not TDXP, because it should not be related to BSV because they hate BSV, in general. So we want to show them how cool is BSV without actually saying that it is based on BSV, so that they are more objective.
That's awesome, man. That's why I love this team, Charles, because I get to see stuff like that all the time. This magic happens all the time. That is amazing. That's the first time I've heard that. Sorry. So that's awesome.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, that's what I told you. Thanks, Nick.
Because that would just open up a market that's 10 times as big or 100 times as big, I suppose.
Thousands, I think.
Yeah.
BTC is extremely popular among CFD traders, and billions of daily volume is flowing through these casinos.
Yeah, right. I mean, one thing I was going to ask was, I mean, at the moment when it's relatively small, if somebody came along and put in a massive stake on something, and then it went up by 50% and they wanted to cash out, would you run out of money to be able to pay it, or what would happen?
We started the interview by saying that we remove the middleman. Yeah, we remove liquidity groups. So there is a trade-off. Yeah, and our liquidity is not infinite. Yeah, actually, liquidity on any exchange is not infinite. So we have a value of session liquidity. Yeah, and every trader, when he starts trading on TDXP, he sees how much session liquidity is available, right? And it means that his profit potential is also limited. If you're a big trader, if you placed a very big bet, yeah, and earned a lot of money, yeah, your profits will trigger socialized profit deduction. So all traders of TDXP, they socially get less profits pro rata to their trading positions. And you can read more about it in the FAQ, but the idea behind it is that larger size traders will be discouraged from trading on TDXP thanks to the socialized profit deduction. And as long as it grows organically, yeah, largest size traders will just come back, or they will trade smaller sizes, yeah, in the meantime.
Right. But the good thing is that everyone, when they start trading, they've agreed to this. And so there's no sort of difficulty or embarrassment on your part, because that's just the rules of the game.
We're just making it fully transparent so that trader understands the business model of a brokerage business from within, from inside. So
Nick, have you, as somebody who's got less background in this than Armen, have you been a user of the platform yourself?
No, I mean, everyone knows I don't really like trading. It's not, but I love this business because of their approach. It's what we just spoke about. It's stuff like that, trying to clean up the space. That's what I stand for, and Bitcoin can do that. So there's things that this team talk about, like there's no brokers that can manipulate positions. I really like that. I stand for that. There's things like socialized profit deduction, which means everybody can understand in a transparent way, and you don't just get this exchange just disappearing, for 15 minutes. Oh, we're really sorry that the power went off, or things went wrong and we had to disappear for 15 minutes. At TDXP, it's very transparent. I also like the liquidity pool, liquidity provision. I think that's a really amazing concept, to actually offer people the opportunity to be a part of an exchange at any level. Who does that?
I haven't really got to grips with that, but you're invited to provide liquidity, right?
Well, I personally think it's amazing. This is where my banking degree does come into it a little bit, because all I could see was a bank that was inside out. So instead of a group of people having a large amount of money putting down at the offset, you've got a large amount of people with the ability to actually contribute to the same mechanism. So for me, it's just like, wow, so I can now be a part of a bank. Wow, I think I'll take that opportunity. And that the rewards you get for that, if the business is successful, is very nice. From my understanding, very, very generous.
So is it? I mean, how does that? Am I invited to contribute money to the liquidity pool, or what is? What are we talking about?
Anyone can do it. Anyone can can be a part of the liquidity pool. So, that goes to cover losses occasionally when actually, Armen, can you take over there? Because
yeah, sure.
The numbers.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, we designed the liquidity mechanism even before the DeFi space, the hype of the DeFi space. Yeah. So the Ethereum-based decentralized exchanges, they are also using this concept of liquidity provision and the concept of automated market making. Yeah, and the key difference versus TDXP is that well, Ethereum is slow, of course, but they are doing spot trading. Yeah, and every trading pair, it requires a different set of liquidity providers, with different assets to be provided. And in our case, yeah, the liquidity pool is mutual for all assets and all categories. Yeah, and it is thanks to the nature of CFD business model. Yeah. The contract for difference.
Is that the name of the process whereby, as we were saying, you don't actually have to, you as a business don't have to purchase the shares at all? It's just virtual, really.
It is. Yeah. It is, yes. Yeah, it is. CFD is trading without an order book. Yeah, basically just betting on the direction of the trend. Yeah, and like. Over 90% of retail traders, they're just betting on the direction of the trend, without even knowing it. That's just a bet.
So, Armen, you've been an entrepreneur for a number of years, I think, with different startups. I mean, how does TDXP fit into your sort of ambitions for your career? Is this the big one?
Yeah, I always wanted to do an enterprise in a very big market, yeah, and that is why, yeah, Mr. Craig Wright and Bitcoin, yeah, his ambitions, the ambitions of Bitcoin, and the opportunities it unlocks for our society are huge, yeah, and basically here, yeah, in a Bitcoin ecosystem, yeah, you can. With this tool, you can do anything, basically. Yeah, you can disrupt any market. And it's like, really, it's mind-blowing. The opportunities are mind-blowing, yeah. And since I started my career as an investment banker, yeah, so I used to do financial modeling, initial public offerings, prospectuses, mergers, acquisitions. I always saw that money ruled the world, yeah, and it's all about the financial system. It's all about the interest rates, and so it's the best thing I could imagine for myself, that I could actually, our team can actually try to disrupt the global financial system right now. That's what we're doing right now.
Well, Nick, in terms of your career, you are qualified in banking and finance, but you have a sort of split personality. Well, I shouldn't say that, but you've got another string to your bow in your dance work. Just tell us a bit about that for people who haven't heard that.
Wow, it's what I'm doing now is very, very different to what I was doing 12 months ago. I've been teaching children for 16 years now, 6 to 18-year-olds, and I teach them confidence, fitness and dancing, and that entails going into a room, putting on some music and going crazy for an hour, going absolutely crazy.
I've enjoyed seeing a little bit of this on your videos, so yeah, it looks great.
Thank you, Charles. And it's dancing today. I mean, before we had this call, I was actually dancing in my front room, about 45 minutes. So yeah, that's not going to change. But I want to dance with the team in Russia and celebrate with that team.
Do you think you might learn some traditional Russian dancing?
I'd like to. Yeah, I'd like to. It's been really nice with the team, Charles, because I've not had a chance to socialise with Russian people before, and I've really enjoyed that a lot. And they've been very, very kind to me and very nice to me, and I've can't speak highly enough of the team, because there's a lot of quality people on this team, Charles. It's a really good place to work. I'm learning a hell of a lot about macroeconomic business. You know, with my dancing business, Charles, it was very microeconomic. You know, if you come to Tunbridge Wells and you said, have you been to Nicky New's dance class? A lot of people would say yes. So, you know, the business experience I've had for the last 16 years has been speaking to parents, talking to young people and stuff like that. So going into this environment at the deep end of big business here, you know, we've got very, very serious business going on behind the scenes. That's probably been the hardest bit, you know, going from the environment of, like I say, messing around in dancing hip hop to, right, there's very serious numbers here that I need to attain. There's a very serious directive here that we must hit. And that's, I like this team because the pressure is on.
Let me ask Armen then. Getting Nick involved was perhaps not the obvious move. You probably wouldn't have been looking for a dance teacher in Tunbridge Wells to join an international finance exchange. But I mean, I can see what the spark was. But tell me why you decided to team up with Nick on this.
Yeah, I have. Many years ago, I've read a story about Japanese entrepreneur, founder of Toyota, I believe. I forgot a little bit. So the idea is that skills, experience do not matter. Yeah, it's all about enthusiasm and about energy, the positivity. And Nick is maybe, I don't know, the kindest, the nicest, and the most like you know, he's very energetic. You know, extremely energetic. And I have a friend in Russia whose energy levels are comparable to Nick's, and I understand the value of this actually. You know, right. It is a very, very rare skill and advantage.
How many people do you have on the team in Russia then?
We have 6 developers. Yeah, right. And Nick, Japanese manager Ichiro. Yeah, also we are hiring one more manager and myself. Yeah, that's it.
So, Nick, are you learning Russian?
You know, one day, in the early days, Charles, because I think I'm the first English person in the business, actually. That's right, Armen, isn't it? I'm the first. Yeah. And one day someone left me a message, and it was all in Russian, right? So it was, hi, Nick. And then I was thinking, is this a test? Am I expecting this?
Right.
So possibly one day, who knows? I want to visit now.
Yeah. Have you ever been to Russia?
I've never ever been to Russia. No, never. No. But I'd like to go now.
Armen, have you ever been to Tunbridge Wells?
I've lived in London for a few months actually.
Right.
Yeah, many years ago, when I was doing investment banking, actually.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the Russian equivalent of Tunbridge Wells would be, but some very nice, beautiful provincial city or something, I think, perhaps.
Okay. Yeah, kind of. Didn't get this point. Sorry.
Well, just looking ahead, Armen, where do you think this is going to be going, and how fast do you see it developing in the next year or so? Well,
we are very integrated, and we want to be integrated into the community as much as possible, and want to grow with community and and community is bootstrapping TDXP as we speak, and we will be also launching a sophisticated referral program, also in the near future, and we plan to share a very significant portion of the revenue, of the fee revenue, with the community and with partners, and we believe it's the most efficient way to stand out in front of the competition, because if you have a marketing budget and you promote your post on Twitter or Facebook, a very significant portion of this money, of this value, you paid for it, it goes to the platform, and it's not efficient. It's much more efficient to share these revenues with your community and people who support you.
Well, I will be definitely referring people to TDXP. Okay, one very quick question. What does TDXP mean? Where do those letters come from?
It stands for Truly Distributed Exchange Protocol.
Aha.
Yeah. We changed the name of the project quite a few times before, and the last one was TrueDex, and the acronym DEX, it has bad reputation, if I can put it this way. So together with our community, we decided to change it to say, instead of True DEX, we're now saying Truly Distributed Exchange Protocol.
Right. That makes sense.
It's just less aggressive.
Right. Well, it's good of you to do it in English and not Russian, because that's helpful for me anyway.
Right.
Well, Nick, before we go, let me just ask you, if somebody's watching this and they have never used a platform like TDXP before, what would be your pitch to them to explain sort of how they can get started?
Use it immediately. You will not believe how easy it is to log in with your Bitcoin wallet. That's what happened to my team and I. We've done a forward swipe of a money button and we couldn't believe our eyes. You will suddenly realize how good Bitcoin is just by logging into TDXP. Just by logging in, you suddenly realize how different. When I first logged into TDXP, Charles, I had my passport, I had my driving license, I had a pile of stuff because I don't really trade. But last time I did trade, that's what I had to do.
All that KYC stuff.
I mean, there is KYC where it's needed in our business, but when I logged in, I couldn't believe it. So log into TDXP, go and place a 1 cent trade. There will be no minimum deposits or withdrawals because you can log in with a penny if you like. If you'd like to indulge in a 20x leverage on BTC for a penny, indulge. Do it on TDXP. Get involved, people. Have a look. It's really good. Very interesting.
Great. Well, I've enjoyed it. Armen, do you have a final word?
Yeah, I would say that it's just the easiest way to start trading. It's the nicest user experience you would ever get from trading.
Yep, and it's the smallest amount of money that you can be risking, which is part of a good experience, I think, for beginners.
Right.
Well, Armen, Nick, thank you so much. It's been really interesting, and I'm sure we've encouraged a lot of people to have a go with TDXP. So really good luck with the business as it grows in the future. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Charles. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Charles. I enjoyed our conversation very much. Thank you.
Great. Thanks a lot. Speak soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Well, it was great to talk to Armen Azatyan and Nick Numas from TDXP. And it really is easy to use, and all you're going to lose is a few cents to learn how to use it. So good luck with that. Thanks so much for listening to this CoinGeek conversation, and please join me, Charles Miller, again next week for another one. Till then, goodbye.
With today's just-in-time business models and on-demand delivery requirements, supply chain management faces many challenges. Challenges like unreliable product traceability, centralized data trapped in data silos, and inefficient payment systems. The Bitcoin SV blockchain allows businesses to solve these supply chain problems. It eliminates data silos and ensures 100% trustworthiness throughout all stages of the supply chain, with secure data storage and immutable record keeping on a single global public ledger. Bitcoin SV even allows monetization of information through microtransactions, giving incentives to share knowledge throughout the value chain and across geographies. Find out more about how Bitcoin SV makes it easier and more reliable to accurately trace the supply chain and provenance of products.